out there. Love Island is a system that is set up to cause chaos in your relationship. Miguel or any other person's house. Not like Miguel was perfect. Like, hello and welcome to my channel where nothing happens, so everything is a possibility. And on that note, today I want to talk about Love Island USA season 6. Before we start, I just want to say I've been in the trenches this past 3 days. Trenches being no light, like unexplained absence of light for the past 3 days. How do I have my phone still up and running? Just sheer, I think it's just my energy. My energy is powering my phone. So today's chat is going to be kind of a relaxed one. The books are still going to keep coming. In fact, I just started a new story by Toni Morrison, Jazz. I don't know if you've heard of that. I completed Beloved a while back, not too long ago, maybe in August. It was fun and I wanted to talk about Denver specifically, but I wanted to talk about it very cohesively, not in this clunky format. So like, I'm reading Jazz by Toni Morrison. I just started it yesterday. I wonder what you guys are reading. What are you guys reading? Tell me in the comments also, I post stuff on my community tab, so like just check it out sometimes, like if I want to update you some things, just random updates about my life or what is going on with the channel. Anyways, I want to talk about love, specifically in the framing of Love Island. Love Island is a Netflix dating show. Yes, dating shows are my guilty pleasures. They make me feel alive because there I am in my solitude arguing about what somebody could have done in the heat of the moment, when faced with something as slippery as falling in love or lust or infatuation, and then the pressure of the prize money. Because the way the premise of the show is that a group of people, men and women, are sent to live on an island for a while, I think 6 weeks, and at the end of the 6 weeks, a couple made through the island would be crowned winner, and they will be given for the USA version $100,000, and for the UK version £50. I don't know about Australia, sha. Usually I avoid Netflix shows like Love Island, although Singles Inferno is my, like, I'm up to date with Singles Inferno, yeah, but like that's different. That's Korean. It's very different from a Western dating show like Love Island. Even though they try to be Netflix idea of Western whatever in Singles Inferno, it's not the same thing as Love Island. Love Island is like a whole different ball game. And I've been seeing a lot of gist about Love Island. Yeah, it's not today. Like, Love Island has been running for a while. Like, this is USA season 6. I think UK is up to 10 seasons now. I usually avoid kind of dating shows because gender heteronormativity bothers me. Now I'm a bit stable about it, but it used to like really send me into like distress mode. Just seeing people be comfortable in their skin, being in their assigned gender and not questioning it is like, wow, like that must feel like heaven for you guys. And it makes me want to look inside, look inward, and be like, why are you like this? Not this comfortable, but I'm no longer in that space anymore, sha. So maybe that's why it was easy for me to pick up this show, and I actually don't regret watching this. This is the season of Love Island I picked up is the most recent one, Love Island USA season 6, and I picked it up because of Twitter, as one does. They posted a clip of a woman and a man having like a confrontation, and it was so exciting. It was like watching a rom-com where you're rooting for these two people to make it, but like it feels like they wouldn't make it, but you really want them to make it, so you watch it like doomed love and all that. They were not doomed, spoiler. Whatever. But my point is, when I saw the clip, I was like, okay, let me see what it's about. Like, and then I started the show, and then things started to unfold in such a way that I had to, oh, look at my flowers. My flowers are so pretty. Plastic flowers, but they are pretty nonetheless. Like, I'm eager and I'm looking forward to filling my actual home with lots of real flowers. I mean, I'll be buying flowers every 2-3 days. I actually have to learn how to like preserve my flowers, maybe dry them and use them as ornaments around the house. Yeah, so like as I was saying, past members on Love Island USA, like it feels like they have a foundation cast. Then every other week they introduce bombshells, and they call them bombshells because they are like, if you think this Foundation Island members, island cast are handsome or beautiful. Like, just wait till you see the bombshells. The bombshells are like literal, like maxing beauty standards, maxing like body perfection and all of that. And like on the island, all of them walk around with bikinis and athleisure wear and yoga pants, and then the guys are all in like speedo sometimes and shorts, and like they work out every morning, and it's like, no wonder I was like hesitant to watch it all this while. But now I'm comfortable, so like I don't care. I really don't, except in some really extreme cases, like it bothers me, then I switch it off and then I relax and then I come back again. But like that's not the point. What I want to talk about is love in the context of Love Island. Yeah, I want to start by saying like I have a foundation in like religion, like a Christian background. That's what I had. In church, the first introduction to love you have is somebody dying for you on earth. Then you have to spend the rest of your life proving you are worthy of this love in the sense of not committing sin. And so there's a clear divide. Like, if you are bad, you are not going to make it into heaven. If you are bad, you are not worthy of his love. Even when you are good, you are not also worthy of his love. This God love. You hear it in their songs, you hear it in their preaching, in their text, how somebody is undeserving, how David was undeserving of his love and yet he still received the love. And then there's the idea of getting married in the church. The biblical stories and parables about like connections have been usually not fully consensual, mostly by blind faith, mostly by not getting to know each other. You guys just, these people in the Bible, they just end up together. Or somebody just has a baby in their belly and then somebody, the man that is dating her, has to marry her regardless, no questions asked. And then there's the one of, say, you send your servant to look for a wife for you. This dog, hey God, you guys please just ignore this dog. You send the servant to look for a wife for you, and he goes and he looks for the most obedient, the most selfless, self-denying girl out there, the one that her parents taught her how to be subservient to men and people outside of herself and her family and everything. That's the girl that the man now decides, the servant now decides that is the perfect wife for you, and people go on to have very rich, fulfilling lives. You have a wife that she cannot question you, or she cannot be angry about your choice in you know your God following choices. I have relationships where the woman resents, being forced out of her home, blah blah blah, and then she's punished by turning into a pillar of salt. So like the relationships that are described and made to be part of the sermon of Christianity are mostly based off of two people's goodness. Yeah, like you people have to be good. Like David had caused his wife to be barren because she was like mocking him for dancing like a madman in the court. All of that. You have to also, there's no aspect of romance where this is somebody and you're like, okay, I can tolerate this person because I love this person, or I have understanding of what this person's heart is regardless of what they say or do. Like there's no real getting to know each other, in biblical connections or biblical relationships. So all of it to say is that I know some of you are already aware of all these biblical things. So me, I'm just saying it because like when I watch things like dating show, that it's fascinating to me that the so-called truth I carried around in my head, when I was growing up to the point where I started looking forward to being in a relationship and having connections with people, is that like it's fundamentally flawed. Yeah, and it has nothing to do with how love works. And then there's also the aspect of love being different, for everybody. There is no universal definition of love as far as I'm concerned, though. Because I cannot apply somebody's definition of love to my life now, or my expectations of love. The thing is that background in religious love and everything really skewed my perspective and my expectations of myself and the person I was hoping to connect with. First of all, myself, in a sense, like I always judged myself. I don't want to claim that I have it, but I had this um horrible weight on my head I carried everywhere, where I had to be good, like good in the biblical sense, all the 10 commandments plus more, not negotiating. I was literally what people here call SU or deeper life. I was not I didn't attend deeper life, those ones are, but like I was literally all of that. Yeah, I was like SU and all of that, and I really felt like doing that and being working hard at that would give me the love that would make up for the gaping emptiness I felt inside, would make up for the would finally make me feel secure in my affections. There, this insecurity that was birth with my connection with God and Jesus Christ and Christianity as a religion. Because like for to be a Christian, you have to be insecure. You can never be confident, because the moment you're confident is the moment you slip up. And those people that maybe you argue with me that is a lie, you're confident, well, that is your business. But from my own perspective, yeah, Christianity is just a religion that baits you in insecurity and convinces you that you have no agency, that you are just a puppet here to fulfill some outer cosmic forces demands over your life. And at the end of the day, there's a 50-50 chance, or 70-30, or 90-10 chance that you might not even make it into this cosmic entities good books, and then you'll be punished to damnation with the person that has never even kept his word from the very first. They frame it in the aspect of that is what love is. You get? So now back to Love Island. Love Island, there are flawed people there. Like any dating show, expose flaws of anybody, because there's no way the camera is on your face 24/7, all hours of the day and night. You get tired even if you're pretending the first day, second day. You can't keep that up forever, so you will even forget about the cameras at some point. So like you see a lot of people being flawed and flawed and flawed, and it's like this for me. The fascination with dating shows is like these people are obviously flawed, to each other. Two of them are looking at each other's flaws, and they're like still saying I love you, and they're still smooching and kissing and pressing and crying and wanting to be with each other forever. Like that kind of thing, it really blew my mind. But it's good that I started watching all these type of shows the moment, like not the moment, but like after being separated from the church and its identity. So like it's not like the church is a conscious present thing in my life right now. But those things don't just go away in an instant. You have to like actually consciously unlearn the nonsense that you have been taught since birth. Sometimes some things just come up in dating shows that like make me have to like rethink everything. You get? And that is what happened with Love Island USA. Love Island USA is interesting in that there is this person named Leah. And I know once I mentioned Leah, people that have watched it will know where I'm going to. Like, Leah is interesting in that she's quirky. And one thing about Hollywood and media, they always put quirky women or quirky girls as one of the most appealing kind of representation of what men want in a partner. There is also the bombshells, the Scarlett Johanssons, like the ones that always have everything on pat, the ones that you can't ever see a hair out of place. Those ones are there. But then there's also the quirky girls that are popular and very liked in all these. They're just simply a facade. They just wanted to sell. They're just there to make money. They don't care about the message they're passing across. Yeah. And so those quirky things are just, again, they're just an act. But Leah is interestingly quirky. Like, she has a quirky personality, but that's not everything that she is. You get? She is very okay. Let me start from the beginning. Leah is like, she caught my eye because she got into a lot of sticky situations. So like the Foundation Island, Leah is one of them. She came with the original number of girls. I think there are 6 girls or 5 girls or what. Leah got paired with Rob. They chose each other somehow. And Rob, like, the way things went is like after barely like just 1 week of being with him, they brought in a new bombshell. Liv is an Australian, and when she came in, she, after staying like 3 days in the on the island, she decided that she was going to steal Rob from Leah. And Leah did not take it well, obviously, because she's connected with this person, like that kind of thing. So like that is how our issue with Rob started. Oh, hey. Liv took away Rob from Leah, and then Rob was trying to connect with, it was, I don't think he was trying. Rob himself person, like, he didn't expect to be picked, and he said it like obviously that he didn't expect her to pick him. But Liv was like, yeah, she's interested in him. And then they tried to get to know each other, they gave each other a chance, but like it wasn't just clicking for both of them. But Leah's like head brain was turning a mile a minute in such a way that she was like suspicious. Like, why did Lee feel confident to still Rob? Like, why would you pick a guy that doesn't is not interested in you? So maybe there was something Rob told her, that made her feel she could go for him. So like, and then at some point Rob assured her that He still likes her, his feelings for her have not changed, he's interested in her, and then they kissed on the dock while Liv and Rob were still paired up before the next recoupling. So they do this in a Love Island where when you get to a couple with some like with each other, when the following week comes or maybe 2 weeks, I don't know how the timing is, they will now ask the two of you again, do you want to stay with each other, do you want to still be in a couple? I know the thing about not being in a couple, you become vulnerable and single, and then the show can dump you from the island. So like there's also the other intentions, the other intentions of trying to last long in the game attached to recoupling, you get. But after a while, I think some people just get lost in the idea of, oh, I love you so much, I don't care about the game or something, I just want to be with you. And there's no law, there's no rule against like people remaining coupled, through different recouplings peaks and all of that. Rob kissed her on the dog, and I think Lee found out. I didn't watch the episode, I was just tired, I skipped it. But anyways, next thing you know, Rob and Leah are recoupled. They pick each other again, and Liv, I think there was a bombshell that week. So Liv ended up recoupling with a new bombshell, a guy. The way Leah thing went is that after a while again, a pair of bombshells came to the house, Nicole and Andrea. And Andrea, she picked Rob. She connected with Rob on such a deep level, and she picked Rob. And then when time for a coupling came, she stole Rob, and Leah was just like losing it, bro. Imagine back to back stealing, yeah, and she has not even enjoyed this guy for 2 seconds. But like when Rob went with Andrea, it was different from when Rob went with Liv. You know, with Liv, I don't think they kissed that week that they were getting to know each other before the recoupling. But with Andrea, they kissed when they went on their date on the beach, yeah. And it was like Rob wanted to kiss her. So I think Rob initiated the kiss, all of that. And then he was now sent in his own privacy because they have these diary sessions like Big Brother where you sit down with the camera and tell your own thoughts or your ideas. And he was like, oh, he's in trouble. So me, I was just laughing, like, see this guy's actually interested in this Andrea. But I like the way he did leave, leave was a bombshell. I was like, Leah is still there, but then they became serious. Now the recoupling in such a way that this week the boys will pick the girls want to recouple, so one girl will be dumped, or then the following week the girls will pick and then one boy will be dumped, all those kind of things, or two boys will be dumped. It depends, you guys have to watch the show to really understand. But the point is, Leah started to get like, I don't know, maybe her mind was just like everything was just bubbling to the surface, and that kind of thing. The way the show is, it's like a pressure cooker. Those things that seem like insignificant to you in your like outside world, real world, but here this is the only thing people are doing. There is nothing to distract you from your own brain, from your mind, and the insecurities would be exacerbated. There are also cameras, nobody wants to look stupid. Like that thing is so intense. Yeah, I was like really disturbed by all of this. The way Rob was connecting with Andrea, I think Andrea and I even talked to her, like, and she was like, well, Rob is interested or something. And then Leah was feeling like, if Rob is interested in Andrea like this, like, doesn't that mean that he was also interested in Liv, and it was just this mishmash of miscommunication, because at the end of the day, Leah and Rob ended up clashing, and the clash was so bad. The thing where you realize, like, when you like somebody so much, but then you have such an argument that the likeness has to take a step to the side, and then people have to address each other like two actual strangers that don't know anything about each other. So Rob was like having a meltdown. His own perspective actually was that he felt bad that he had to choose between two of them. Yet he didn't want to choose between two of them. And he was feeling bad in a way, expecting sympathy from Leah, to assure him that it's okay, it's fine, this is how the game. But Leah was too in deep. And again, Leah had already been hurt by the system, that is Love Island game. A bombshell had already come to take him. You get a bombshell, another bombshell coming again to take him. Like, they've not even established any foundation of like connection and understanding for them to have this sort of nuanced conversation about having to pick, between somebody that you are interested in getting to know and someone that you already know and you feel like there could be something out of it. Like, the weight of those choices, obviously, I know, like, it will definitely weigh on him, and he seemed like someone that he kept on insisting that he didn't want to hurt Leah. Yeah, but in that moment, Leah was just irritated because it was like, bro, you're literally in a situation where you have to pick between two women. How can you be making yourself feel as if, how can you be crying as if it's a disadvantage to you? You get. So I feel like Leah was viewing Rob through this lens of typical male behavior, like when it comes to women and dating. Like, she was viewing him in this lens of Like, are you not a man? Like, is it not going to be a boost to your ego to choose between two girls? You know, like, why are you feeling like, why are you acting as if it's something bad? Like, what kind of weak ass, behavior are you showing me right now? But like, to Rob, it wasn't, I don't think it was a situation of, it was a situation of that entirely. I think it was more what he was saying. Rob is somebody that he doesn't talk a lot. He's a snake wrangler. Like, what kind of job is that? I can't still process being a snake wrangler. Like an actual, actually, America, like foreigners do really enjoy like life. Oh. Like, look at the kind of jobs someone can just decide to have. Snake wrangler. Like, the people that do snake wrangling in these countries are nomads that, I don't know. Yeah, there are snake wranglers in this country, but it's not a job that a person like Rob in this country, would say they want to dedicate their life doing as a job. Plus, it does not pay. Okay, the government is not sponsoring. I don't know if the government is sponsoring Rob, but then again, animals are, they are giving some a lot more attention abroad than in this country. This country, snakes are dealt by just like burning them alive, catching them, calling neighbors to come and fight for you and kill the snake, and calling like big guys in your compound. It's not like an actual job. Like someone will be like, okay, there's a snake in my house, I have to call a snake wrangler. Like the rob will come and then you pay and consultation and all of that. This one is not like that in this country. So like it's just interesting. That's just an aside, yeah. And Rob is somebody that he cares about animals, and it's not animals like just dogs, it's bugs. This man saw beetle, ran, put the beetle on his hand, brought it back to the girl that was interested in him, and he was like telling her not to shout. I was like, bro, before you even come back, like you will not even see me. I will not even talk to you until I see you physically wash your hand first. Then there's another aspect where with Andrea does not care about the bugs. Actually, she was not frightened by bugs. Andrea actually had a very calm reaction because okay, the Love Island USA season 6 was on Fiji Island, yeah. So like there's a lot of bugs, tropical region, so tropical like insect to be there. Like a literal big ass spider climbed, was on his head, and then he gently moved it to his palm, and then he brought it to Andrea, and he was like, Andrea should play with it. And she too, she received the spider, and it was just a very simple, you would think it was like they're playing with a toy or something. No, literal black big spider guy. And I was just like, is this, I'm actually going to, if like I can't even imagine such a thing. It's not possible. Like there's no, I will literally tell you from the first day if you like bugs that I don't like bugs. And if I see you touching a bug, before you talk to me or interact with me, you have to like clean your, wash your hand or something. Like it's just But anyway, Andrea is very cool with bugs. So like the way she reacted to the spider, I really believe how she was like, I believe how she was like, she doesn't care about the snake thing. You get, so like I don't know, Leah was having that moment, and then when the like Rob walked away from all the heated conversation, she went upstairs to the makeup room with the girls, and like she was so fucking pissed. She was so mad. She was just saying a lot of things, a lot of bad things, insulting Rob from head to toe, yabbing him, finishing this guy. It was really cutting, like really cutting insult on his person and the way he reacted on how, and he really called up this whole patriarchal expectation of men. You get like when a man cries, it's like, oh, you're such a bitch. When a man like is having a meltdown, it's like, oh, you're such a drama queen. Those kind of things. And like she really called it to the surface. And then now that I'm talking about it, I feel like maybe that is how that's the lens she actually viewed Rob in. Blue eyes, kind of bulky, muscular, and he looks really, really hot. And he has all these snake tattoos and all that. I'm sure they wouldn't have lasted in the long run, even without all those bombshells, because her expectations of him, it does not line up with his image. Actually, I think Rob has an image. Over time as the show went on, I see that Rob is not like that caricature you think of what his image looks like. I'm not saying he's perfect, Biko. I'm just saying because like after a while, yeah, even the perspective he had on other people's relationship was too grounded in logic to deem him just an ordinary caricature of what you expect any man in a dating scene to look like, or to behave like. He had some sort of depth to him. Yeah. So that's Rob. But anyways, what I'm trying to get at was that Leah was not perfect. She was flawed, and I think that was a function of the system we live in. Being socialized to expect men to behave a certain way, while also wanting them to be kind, gentle lovers. You get those two things cannot match. Like a gentle, kind, loving, understanding man cannot match with this socialization of what we expect men to be like. You get, it just can't. Like those kind of guys will have to like make a choice to decide like to go either ways. Like they can't sit in the same body, in the same mind. So Leah has this flawed moment. She's screaming, and all the girls are just like, they're just quiet. They just want her to say her piece, because she's obviously coming from a place of hurt. And this thing, nobody knows. The boys, like Rob, doesn't know that Leah is doing saying this thing and all of that. Then the Andrea is just thriving with Rob thriving with Andrea, and in fact they're like my favorite actually out of all the couples at that point, because they rarely talk. They just kiss each other all the time and cuddle up and cuddle up and cuddle up. And funny enough, Rob, I said he's quiet here. He's not quiet with Andrea. He was not quiet with Andrea. Like he even said this. He said this thing very early on the show, that when he's really nervous, his southern accent comes out, like all this cowboy accent comes out, and like it came out a lot with Andrea, and I was like, this guy don't go. So like I was just like happy, and then of course the system has to cause chaos, because that's another point again. The system of Love Island is a real thing that people have to, I don't know, the islanders will probably not have it too much in their head, because at that point they just focus on me and you, me and them, me and this person, me and those people. They will not think of the system that put them together in that place. But like the system came up with a way to cause problems, in the sense like they said America has voted for their favorite couples, and Andrea and Rob were at the bottom of the least liked couples on the island. It have to be up to the islanders that are safe to vote who will go home, from the boys and from the girls. The least favored couples, which are the boys and girls, and the ones that the islanders vote off will be cast off. So like there was Jenny, there was Nicole, and there was Andrea, and then there was Rob, there was Hakim. So like the boys, obviously they voted for Rob to stay, because Rob has a good thing going with Andrea. But like Jenny did not have a couple. All her past two couples fell apart. One went home, the other one went to another girly. Now the Leah thing is that since Leah is no longer coupled up with Rob, there's another guy that liked her, Connor now started expressing interest in Leah, and Leah was like, oh, what the fuck. Obviously to me it just felt like a rebound, it was just so obvious. But like apparently it's the island, and Connor believed it. Connor was like, Leah, and she too, she was like, she was really hot in the moment. She really wanted Connor in that moment. So like, and that's fine. Yeah, Connor now left Jenny, so that's what ended up. So when the recoupling came up, Connor picked Leah, you get, and Jenny was left single and vulnerable. So it was Jenny, Andrea, and Nicole, and then Rob and Hakim. Hakim was a bombshell that came in. He was paired with Liv for a while, and then Liv did not like him, and then he's up for elimination or whatever. So it was not up to the girls that were safe to kick out the one that they didn't like feel had any potential on the island anymore. And Leah was part of the safe people. Leah, Liv, Kayla, and Serena. I'm not talking about all the other cast members. I'm just bringing them up because like I just want to talk about Leah and Rob. So four of them were to pick who would stay. So all of them, they have real connections with Jenny, because Jenny is part of the Foundation Islander. Nicole and Andrea, they were the bombshells that came in, and Andrea was the one that separated Rob from Leah, remember? So like they now had to pick between Nicole and Andrea. It was just interesting because Nicole had already put up had already confessed to the girls that the guy, the Kendall that she was with, she also wanted to explain another bombshell that had just joined the house, Miguel. You get, and so I don't know. To me, I felt like personally before the review came up, I felt like since Nicole is not settled between one man, like she should go. The one that has a stable relationship should stay. But to them, they felt like if someone that already stable stays, then what's the fun of bringing in new bombshell? That person will not be interested in any bombshells. They will not connect. They will not connect to the show too much like that. So like it's better the person to go. But that doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Actually, it doesn't make. So anyway, they voted Andrea out, and it was really bad for Rob. Rob was just like screaming, and Liv was, Liv also has a loud voice, so she was also screaming to defend like the girls. All of them like, bro, you don't know how hard the decision was for us. And they're like, Jenny does not have anybody at all. Why didn't you kick her off? You get? Oh god, Jenny does not have any partner, and there is no interest in any other person too in the house on her or her on them. So like, what's the point of keeping her on? But they kept her on because she's their friend. They've connected with her. The bombshells are new. The bombshell came to cause chaos. They don't have any deep connections with any of the girls in the house. So that's to show you how the women made their decision from the men. It was a mess. Everybody was shouting, screaming, and me, I just felt like, and then when I was watching that, I felt so betrayed. I was like, no, Leah is the one that did this thing. I just felt like Leah was the one that did it. Like, I don't know, I just felt very biased, like in that moment. Like, of course, because Kayla, during the contemplation, she was like, and Leah also had a thing for Rob. So during the contemplation, I was like, oh no, oh no, no. That ways, Andrea ended up going home to a lot of tears. She was crying. They're trying to comfort her. She was like, no, you people voted me out. I don't know what people are comforting me for. Like, it just feels as if people had an agenda against me and Rob. And I get where you're coming from, but it's just so shallow of you to do that to me. That kind of thing. And Nicole was safe, and Dene was safe, and Dene was crying that everybody hates her now because she was supposed to go home. She doesn't have a partner. That kind of thing now. Like, all the old boys are like, you should have sent Dene home. It's obvious the way they sent her Kim home. You get so obvious, blah 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 blah. But they didn't send Dene home. So now what? The point is, Leah, in the midst of all those mess and everything, yeah, she obviously does not come off as a good person at all. Like, to the standards of what I was taught, a good person should look like. She does not come off as a good person at all. And it's like, okay, since she does not come off as a good person, and now that she has messed up this thing with Rob, and now that like she has showed her hand with Rob, like obviously no guy would want to be with her, right? Right? And then I went online and I saw Leah trending, and I saw people talking about Leah ending up with Miguel, and I was like, what are people talking about? How? So I kept on watching. I'm not still done with it, but at the point I am, Miguel and Leah are like really connecting, and they are kissing and everything. And I'm not talking about the other castmate, because like, just go and watch it, you'll see all the gist. Miguel connecting with Leah, the road to their connection, I felt it was like, when I heard it first, I was just like very very sure. I didn't know the context of it, yeah, but I was like, oh my god. And Miguel like one of the hottest bombshell till date. Like, the bombshell aura never wore off of Miguel, because he was very flirty. He let all the people he was paired up with know that, I go check this girl out, like that kind of thing. Like, me, I'll check this girl out, me, I'll go to Casa and more, me, I enjoy all those kind of things. Yeah, he was very honest with his flirtatiousness. But like, is it flirtatiousness, or is what the system demands? That is what the system freaking demands. Like, I have to address the system. Love Island is a pressure cooker. Okay, let's just put it out there. Love Island is a system that is set up to cause chaos in your relationships. Like, they are not going to give you the excuse of, oh, so certain things didn't come up, so I could not see what I would do in such a situation. No, because you're on an island does not mean everything goes to like type of solution ahead, like a control solution. Love Island is not a control solution. No, it's the test solution. Is that correct? I've forgotten chemistry and all of that. It's to test you, blah blah blah. If you say you like each other, let's test it. And like, you have to now start to define for yourself, like, what do you mean testing, and what do you mean, like, you have to strike a balance. Talking about you, Aaron, I'm talking about you, Aaron and Cordell. You have to learn to strike a balance between wanting to explore while you don't have, why the things you have is not a set in stone, and also putting into mind the levels you have grown with this person, that even though it's not a set in stone, but you people have built something together. You get Aaron, Cordell, to the side first. So like, Miguel is flirty and all of that. I'm like, what in Leah did Miguel see? So like, for them to connect, and how and why did Leah connect with Miguel? Then because Leah had like just tunnel vision on Rob, to be honest. Even after Andrea left, like, she was still like talking to him and being like, I'm sorry, for how things went down before that day, before that explosion and all that. Like, she was really apologetic and everything. And then she kept on saying she took a back seat to the decision for Andrea to leave. And so Rob was like calm. And then started thinking about it, like, backseat. He now asked the other girl, is like Kayla and Liv, did Leah take a back seat? And Lee was like, well, she didn't, basically. Like, it was, everybody wanted it, so she can't be claiming to be lesser involved than the rest of us. That's just dishonest, all of that, so like Rob now took it as like it was just, he just showed up Leah as a liar, as someone that manipulates and cheats just to have her way with the guy she loves. Not love but want. You get? I was just like, oh, of course, people, other guys see this and they don't want it. And then Miguel expressed it that the way Leah, like, because they did a movie night where all those things that the other side was like Leah's screaming moment in the makeup room after her confrontation with Rob, that night where she was calling him different names, like in the privacy of the girls' room and all of that. It's not girls' room, but like where they do their makeup, because boy and girl sleep together on the same bed. I mean, you have to be in a couple to sleep on the same bed, and it's like a win for you. Rob doesn't say many sentences at a time, but that day he said a lot of sentences together, and he just showed how hot that thing made him. And Leah accepted it, like she owned it, and I was expecting the way stupid fucking, like, some that fucking Korean show, even Singles Inferno, never give us the chance to explore. It's like, on this show, because of how open they are with each other, how nothing is left hidden. And then in 6 weeks, Singles Inferno is like maybe 1 week or 8 days, yeah. Leah owned it. And then the next day she even made the effort to apologize to Rob again, be like, I'm sorry, that was like, I don't even recognize that person, seeing that as me just makes me feel horrible. And she was crying, and when I watched it, yeah, I was just like, wow, so this is what it means to be a human being, you get? And then at that point she was apologizing to Rob. She had already started growing something with Miguel, you get? But then Miguel had to call her out and be like, bro, this behavior you exhibited is something I literally grew up with as a child, and I made up my mind that I'm not going to look for stress when I'm looking for a relationship. Anybody that is very, loud like this is not going to see me, basically, because I don't want to grow that kind of thing in my home, all those kind of like conversations. And she was like, yes, she knows. And like she was, and then she apologized to Rob very, like, oh god, I can't begin to explain how it was so touching, like it was so touching, you know and to me it just felt like, wow, so this is what it means to be a human being. And like, it just completely kicks out that theory. It shows up this religion thing that I brought up in the first place, that religion's understanding of love is that perfection or nothing. You have to be perfect. If you're not perfect, you don't deserve love. It's even beyond being good. You have to be perfect. And it's so stupid, because like in the church, the girls that hold up, the women and the girls and the young ladies that are the backbone, and speaking from my own personal experience, that are the backbone of the churches, of the fellowship they belong to, are being ridiculed in a sense for being undesirable, for being unattractive. I said I was an SU, yeah, okay, and there's a lot of things, the thing about being an SU is like you have to throw away your idea of beauty, everything, makeup, oh, all of that. I'm not doing makeup now, and I'm not wearing earring now by choice, by intentionality, not because I'm doing it for God. You get? It's different. And again, I have a very different idea of what gender means for me as a person, so I don't feel the need to perform into society's expectation of being a woman or a girl in this age, at my age, or whatever the fuck it is, you get? But like in the church, you don't consider all those things are not your choice. You have to do it so that you will not go to hell, so that you will not die, you get? And it's like, despite trying not to die, despite trying not to face cosmic damnation, eternal damnation, there's also the aspect of wanting to be in love and connect with boys, the men that you think are supposed to be the pillars of the church, the so-called spiritual boys, the spiritual men, spiritual leaders, the choir leaders, the youth leaders, all the youth pastors, all those rubbish boys, all those rubbish men. The thing about me calling them rubbish men is that in the reality of it is like, as you as a girl are trying to, or a woman are trying to keep up to the standards of your God or your fucking pastor, or what the church, the doctrine dictates, you get? The man does not need to do that. He's just wearing trouser and tie to church. He's wearing shirt and trouser. What is he keeping again? Is it the afro is keeping? And maybe he will not put perfume some days. They say perfume is a sin or something. Maybe he will not use soap some days. They say use soap is not a sin. But the ones that actually use perfume and use soap and take care of themselves, those ones are not going to be interested in you, the sister that is keeping God's ideals. They are going to go outside the church, look for the women that are the complete antithesis of the church expectation, and then try to convert those women into what the church expects for them, and then bring them that the church will marry them. And it's like, if the men can find a loophole around this stupid rule and doctrine, why is that the women cannot, don't have any hope? The women are bound to be pickings, like red leftover pickings, when the men realize, the ones that don't have any hope for the opposite women, the Jezebels of the will of the world, those ones that cannot attract those Jezebels, they will now start selecting, in this sister, I think I'll pick you to marry. They'll tell you that the Holy Spirit, I saw you in my dream, the Holy Spirit showed it to me, we have to be married. And there is no dating, there is no let me know you, let me kiss you, let me see if we're compatible in bed, let me see if we're compatible in conversations. No, the husband is the head of the house. The husband is the husband, the boyfriend, the fiance is this. And it's like, it's so stupid, because I was keeping that law to the letter. Okay? I was keeping that law, and I experienced a lot of heartbreak because of it. Because like, the guys would never look at me in that way, never ever, because I was also overweight. How else would I take any joy in life? Like, there was no joy I could enjoy, not even music. So like, food was my only solace, so I ate a lot of food, you get. And I was fat and overweight and ugly according to the standards of the church boys that were around me. And they would talk to me and say, oh, this sister is so good in this, she's such a prayer leader, prayer warrior. But nobody fucking cares about, nobody wants to connect with me in that romantic, nobody wanted to connect with me in that romantic way, despite being good, despite being keeping the law, despite not lying, despite not being wayward. And then I started growing and advancing, and then there's the familial expectation of, where's your boyfriend, where's your partner? And it's like, what fucking partner? Where am I supposed to find a partner in this world? Like, I go outside, the men that are outside there, you say that they are not good men, they are drinking, they are smoking, they are sleeping around, you get, and they don't care to go to church, they don't care to preach the gospel, you get. And then the men are in church, don't care for me. And it's like so fucking stupid, like, obviously I've left all those trash in the past, yeah, but like, every day I'm finding new ways, new things that new, not new, but like things that were still lodged in my head. Because why was I expecting Leah to be perfect, to be deserving of love from Rob or Miguel or any other person in the house? It's not like Miguel was perfect, but I expected Leah to be good, and I expected that since she had showed her flaws had been reviewed, she had been shown to be a really, really nasty person when she's really angry, you get. Like, of course nobody's going to be in love with such a person, nobody's going to look at her 2 times. And it's like, Miguel picked her. And it's like, there's another aspect of it too. Why did I see Miguel ending up with her as a prize? There's another rubbish again of dating shows. Dating shows usually skew the perspective of the audience to think that the women ending up with the men is the prize, and the men are set up to be these golden, eggs. Like, oh, if you pick this man, this man is it, this man is it. Although Love Island did not have much of that, but like, in a way, because of the idea of bombshell attached to Miguel, somebody ending up with Miguel would feel like, oh, I won, you get. But it's like, no, you did not win anything. This is a connection, okay? This person chose, this person consented, two of you came together. There is no above and below, there is no better than or less than, you get. So I don't know, it just really flipped me on my head, and all the animosity I felt towards Leah disappeared, because it was like, that animosity is not genuine. If I'm feeling genuine animosity, I'll be like, no, as a person, this is wrong. Is it what you do to your friend, a girlfriend, if she messes up, or if people are caught in a very sticky situation? Because friendships can get really sticky, okay? Friendships can also involve another friend picking somebody over you. Like, how are you going to have that conversation? Okay, are you going to react like this to your friend? You get. So like, if my animosity was genuine, that's what I would have felt for Leah. But it was not genuine, it was fucking religion creeping in, and I'm like, your religion, I am over you, get out of my head. Okay. And I don't know if you've noticed, but YouTube is kind of like my way of like really, really breaking apart the things, all those clogs in my head. Although the video might be clunky, it might not be seamless editing and all of that, but like, either ways, I like that I have this outlet to like express myself, and to say, and to hold myself accountable, okay, Like holding myself accountable is so important to me, because one thing about church and religion and Christianity is like they like to sweep things under the rug. Nobody comes forward and owns up to the nonsense that is going on. Everybody, like, imagine, like, I don't want to gossip about people, but like there was this whole thing in our, like, the church I belonged to when I was really like young, and in that church, the choir leader girls, because there's choir leader for girls, like she's the assistant choir leader, and then there's a co-ed choir, of course, boy and girl choir and all of that. That's how people connect. Me, I don't connect with anybody because I was not fine. I was not fine. I was not attractive. I was not pretty. I was not thin. I was not a bombshell. I was not even an ordinary shell. I was just nothing. You get? And so I not connect. So I was just an observer. Okay. And then there was this whole dating thing. And then some of them now came to meet the pastor that, and they are both dating and they are steady in the relationship. And it's like, you want validation for your relationship, but like you guys, I know that boy people are kissing and doing a lot of touching, like if not sex, I know they're having sex, who fucking cares? But like then it was like, so is this permissible and they're not yet married? Then there's another one of the choir leader going to pick a girl outside the church. There's a lot of screaming and noise. Going to pick a girl outside of the church to bring her and say this is his girlfriend and he's dating somebody, and the girl was way younger than him. Like we're in 400 level and maybe the girl was like 100 level or something, but because she was pretty and cute and aesthetic and everything, so like he brought her, and I was just looking at him like, wow. So this is what, like, if the most, and he was like the most desirable guy then to me. Oh, I don't know about to other people, maybe other people they didn't feel desire for him, but me, I felt desire for him, okay, among all the other guys in the church. And I was doing everything I could to be noticed, in the sense of being good, showing up to church, showing up to practice, you know, all of that, doing my best, and he still did not notice me. And like, why did I even expect him to notice? Because I felt like, well, these are not all the church promises that love will come to you if you do good and if you are perfect, okay? But like, love does not come to you because of that. Love does not fucking care if you are good or perfect. Love does not fucking care. Oh God. Oh, that is the point of this video. Love does not fucking care if you are healed, if you are mentally stable, if you are literally working with your head. Love is going to find you and sit down and make it home in your heart. Like, you don't have, like, but like, it's also funny that love is also not going to come to you based off of your perfection. If you like, keep all the rules of the Bible, keep all the rules of God, love is not going to find you because of, love is not going to come to you because of those rules. Yeah, so that's what I want to talk about Love Island. The point of my video, like I put it in the title, love does not, where is the title? I wrote it in my journal. I wrote it here in my journal. Being good has nothing to do with your deserving love, or with your deserving of love, or your deservability of love. So like, I don't know if this video, like, comment, like, to those people that are out like believing and trusting and looking forward to falling in love, I'll just tell you to take it easy with yourself, bro. Just take it easy with yourself, man. Like, and also let go of all these whole preconceptions of character. You know, the notion of doing good personality. Oh, I have to have a good personality. I have to have a good. I have to have a kind soul. Like, bro, even if you're not kind, love will still find you. Then it's up to you to either accept or reject love. And if you're not kind, you know, the thing about not having a mentally stable personality, you know, when love comes, is that you end up sabotaging it. You know, that's where, you know, the caution needs to be taken. But it's not like before it comes you now start doing, you end up sabotaging it. You know, you end up sabotaging relationships, hurting people, just because there's something in your head that doesn't believe that you are worthy of love. There's something in your head that makes you feel like you need to work, you know, you need to be qualified to have this freedom of beautiful emotions that is love. Okay, there's no definition of love. Like, the noise around me is getting so much now, so I think I'm going to end my video here. But like, yeah, if I'm to talk about like Cordell and Aaron and all of that, like in the, maybe I'll make it in a second video, maybe. You guys, I have to leave this environment. Subscribe, comment. So like, they are hosting a party and all of that, so like, hopefully not hopefully, I have to leave the environment. So I declare and I decree that I'm leaving the environment. The environment is too fucking noisy. Saturday, let us have peace and quiet, please. Also, happy new month, everybody. Christmas is here. Mariah Carey, like, she has defrosted and then she has started ruling over the interweb. So like Christmas is already here. People are already blowing bangers, okay, in my area. So like, yeah, if you enjoyed this video, thumbs up, leave a comment and subscribe. I love you and I'll see you in the next video. Mwah.